You know what that means. This is True Transformative Fitness. And today I have a very interesting topic, right? The topic is human structure in sports. Okay? And you hearing this information is gonna help you along in your fitness journey, all right? So, what I mean by human structure and sports, I'm gonna take myself for an example, right? In the beginning, earlier, I'm 46 years old, right? In my 20s, I attempted to go from bodybuilding to powerlifting, right? So when the weight was going up, every time without fail, whether it was a deadlift or squat, when I went for like a PR or something like that, like in a 400s or something like that, an injury would come up every time, without fail. To the last time that I did get an injury, it was so detrimental. The injury was debilitating, and the injuries in my lower back, right? So, to get back to the structure part, I was never ever built for powerlifting. So if you look at me, I have a super small waist. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like 28 inches or something like that. But if you think structurally, if you put in a load, the weakest part, right, is the middle. My weakness is my waist, right, because it's a narrow waist. So most successful powerlifters have wide waists and big bone density. You know what I mean? So that serves someone well in a powerlifting world, right? In a bodybuilding world, you get rewarded for having a small waist. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I mean by, there are always outliners. You know what I mean? To every rule. So I'm a segue to track and field. Your sprinters, they kind of built like me. They got muscle. They kind of lean. You know what I mean? And they can move, right? However, you have the marathon runners, the ones that run the 800 meters and more. They're fairly thin. You know what I mean? Because one group of athletes, the sprinters, they have a lot of fast twitch muscles. Fast twitch muscles take up a lot of space. You understand what I'm saying? On a human body. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, the marathon runners have a lot of slow twitch muscle fibers in their body, which doesn't take up that much space, you know what I mean? Which is why they are able to run long distances, you know what I mean? Because the body is smart. The body knows that if it's moving long distances, it needs to shed body weight. So, the people who are naturally thin do very well at marathon running. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go to one more sport. Let's go to football, right? The guys who have big bone density, the big beast, you know what I mean? I'm talking about 300-pound plus dudes who tall and they stocky. You know what I mean? They're on the line. You understand what I'm saying? They're on the line, defending or trying to get to the quarterback or trying to defend the quarterback, right? The shorter, kind of shiftier guys who are stocky but can move are normally running backs. And look, there are exceptions to every rule. There are big backs, but on average, you understand what I'm saying? The tall, lanky guys who have athleticism, they're usually cornerbacks or receivers. You understand what I'm saying? So, think about your structure yourself and gear your workouts to make you successful. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that just because you got a small waist you can't get into powerlifting, but there's a price to pay. Structure has meaning. It's why if you have a big column on the front of a house or a building or something like that, if the top part, if the roof part of that is like big, you're gonna need thick columns to support that. But if it's a small roof or whatever, you can have a narrow column that supports that. You know what I mean? So think structurally when you're building your workout regimen and when you're committing to this. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to come up with unnecessary injuries if you're doing sports.